Hello and welcome to Guitars for Bars. Today we're going to do the sketching on the guitar and start painting it. So right now I want to show you it's been sanded, which is see how smooth it is. Because this is Rustoleum brushed on, it's sanded out kind of weird. But it's smooth. There's not a bunch of texture there. It's smooth. You can see where I touched up with a brush a little bit the spots where I sanded through. Here's what the edge and the corners look like. Try to get good focus. This isn't absolutely perfect, but it's good enough for what I'm going to do because I'm going to be painting it with a brush. This is definitely not good enough for a spray finish. I would have to put more primer on it and sand it a lot more to get it smooth enough for a spray finish. But it's good enough for what we're going to do, so let's get started. Okay, I've got my artwork and I've got my pencil. I've got a purple colored pencil. I don't use graphite. I don't like graphite, it's messy. What I'm going to do, I don't have it on here because this was just the original idea and obviously it's not anatomically correct. I'm going to put a little border around this because I'm going to go for a wrought iron and kind of a galvanized steel look. So I'm going to start off by drawing my border. Just follow the shape of the body. I know you're going to have a hard time seeing this right now because I'm sketching real light. I don't want to put a lot of pencil on the guitar, so you'll see it better when I start painting it. If you haven't seen any of my other videos on this guitar, then I did cut a piece off here a long time ago. The guitar was neck heavy and that was part of the problem, and it just kind of annoyed me. I think it looks really cool like that. I kind of curved it a little bit like the body there. Also, before I started sketching this, I put the plate on it that I made and lined it up with the holes so I know where they were, because you can see on here where I've tried to draw the flames here. Well, it's not going to work on the guitar because the point comes right there, so that's going to be part of the border, but that's not a big deal. I just wanted to know where everything went, and then the collar or caler tremolo goes right there, so I'm going to make sure that my flames are coming off of it, not being covered up by it. And I'm not being real precise with these sketch marks. I never am, because I do all the precision with the paintbrush. And first we're going to just put a basic couple of tones of gray on it just to get it ready for the artwork. I've got one of those white erasers. All right, now for the flames. Okay, on this one I had them coming off of here, so I don't have much room with the pickups. Just put one off of there. These are going to be a little more stylized, a little sharper, not quite hot rod flames. And I'm trying to leave room so they're not touching the pick guard or the pickup rings. They're going to go about right there, so that gives me a little bit of clearance. And again, these are just guidelines right now for what I'm going to do, because I'll fix anything I don't like with a paintbrush. That's got to come off something like that. And have one come right up over the corner of the pickup ring. All these little scratch marks will get covered up with the paint, so I'm not too worried about my loose sketching. Okay, there's one section. Anyway, I've got this drawer, and I'm going to have another section coming off right here, right after the ones are done. Let's see. Get to have a little more fun with these because I got more room to work. Tighten that spot up there so I have a little bit more room over here for a nice big loop there. And then we've got a couple more long ones. And we'll give them a little bit more width. We're back here in the back. We want it to look good and be seen. Whenever I do a design, I try to make it so it looks good from at least 20 feet away, you know, because if you're playing on stage, nobody's going to be right up there on your guitar to see exactly what it looks like. So if you got a bunch of really intricate little stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, just look at some of the videos that bands have put out with their custom guitar paintings. You can barely get a glimpse of what's on it. One that comes to mind is Anthrax. He had the one with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it, and it was a cool guitar, but the only way you could see it is if you actually got a picture of the guitar, because it just would go by so fast in the video you couldn't even see what it was. Okay, there we go. That's as far as we're going to go with those flames. We got some major flames up here, some smaller flames back here, and then this part down here is just going to be whatever color this is. So we're going to have a black border kind of thing, and then we'll have the galvanized steel kind of flames that fade from darker to light, and then more galvanized steel kind of flames going from darker to light, and then we'll have the darker to light thing happen again there. The border's going to have a bevel on it, and there's also going to be a drop shadow under it, which might be a little tricky with the flame, so I'll probably have to wiggle things around a little bit to get that to work. Like this section here, I'm going to cut the border in close to that cutaway there because I don't want I don't have much room there, so I want my flames to look good and not the border. The border doesn't matter right there. Okay, so that's on there. Now, about the paint. Here we go. Ceram Coat by Delta. Delta Creative. I get it at Hobby Lobby. Some smaller craft stores have it. Michael's used to have it, but they quit carrying it. I don't know why. The stuff they carry now is crap. This is the best stuff there is as far as this kind of paint goes. I've been using it since, I don't know, high school, which was late 70s, early 80s, so it's been around for a long time. The thicker you put it on, the tougher it is. It gets like a hard rubbery finish that's actually kind of pliable. It doesn't scratch off real easy once you've got it on thick enough. This time on the Skull Rock guitar, I put 4 coats of this stuff on before I did the 2 coats of graphics. I'm not doing that this time. I'm just going to go with 1 coat of the base coat and then do the actual graphics on top of it. Now you can see I got 2 bottles. This is going to be gray. One's black, one's white. They're going to mix together on this neat little plate that I've been using for 10 years. And you'll start to see what the design is going to kind of shape up to be. But unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint you a little bit and do the back first. Oh no! Oh yes, okay, the back I'm not even drawing on. It's going to be a burst. So we'll start working it into shape right like this. I hope you guys can see this good. I tried to position it right. I'm using a relatively, well, it's about a 1/4 inch wide camel hair brush. Synthetic brushes, they're no fun. They're too stiff, and this stuff don't flow out good. So you have to use a thin brush, like a camel hair brush, so that it spreads it out good, because I'm not going to put it on real thick. This is going to be a long video. This is going to take quite a while to do this, I should say. So what I'll do is I'll edit out little sections of this, like I'm doing this part right here, and then I'll just edit it out the rest of it, so that you don't have to sit here and watch 15 minutes of me just you doing this. Okay, the edges are painted. Now I start the coloring. They're the basics on the back. I'm going to mix up this white and the black together in the middle. I'm going to be going for a galvanized steel burst here on the back. And I do tend to give the very edges a little bit more for durability's sake. If you're doing this yourself with this kind of paint, or any kind of paint for that matter, the thing you want to watch out for is having sharp edges where your paint has dried. So when you go back, if you're painting around it like I'm doing, because I'm working from darker on the outside to lighter on the inside, you want to make sure that you take your brush and thin out the edges where the paint stops, so that you don't have quite so much of a ridge. Whoops. Just working out my color scheme. Okay, now I'm going to do the neck and the headstock the same way. It's going to be the same thing. I'm just going to take it right on down the neck and the headstock. Also, I want to mention, if you have to pick the guitar up, it's a good idea to have a paper towel. It's better to have a cotton rag, like a t-shirt sleeve, or if you've got any cotton gloves. Those work great, because you don't want to handle the thing too much, because you get the oils from your hands on it, and then the water-based paint ain't going to stick. So I'm going to shut the camera off and finish doing the back, and then we'll see how much time we got, and if there's enough time, we'll flip it over and start the front. If not, the front will be on the next video. Thank you very much. Please hit like and subscribe and share this with all your buddies. Oh, and one other thing. There's a song I like. I watched the video a couple times on YouTube. It's called The Prize by a band called The Blend. B-L-E-N-D. If you like Southern rock, Southern classic rock, it's a great song. Give it a listen. Thanks a lot. Okay, the base coat is on the back and the neck and the back of the headstock. The edges, I gave them a second coat already, as well as the middle here on the back, a not very attractive extra coat just where the belt buckle usually hits the back of the guitar. So I'm going to let this dry an hour or so and then flip it over, and we'll do the front. That may be on another video. I haven't checked to see how many minutes I've used up yet. So if that's the case, then we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.